Hey, Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Welcome back to another Soul Saturday session. Today, we are diving deep into eclipse season. Now, eclipse energy is like a cosmic wild card here to shake us up, wake us up, and truly help us align with our highest timeline. So, in today's session, I want to dive in and discuss what this eclipse energy is bringing about, how it can help you, and how you can fully harness the energies. And towards the latter half of today's session, I will be pulling tarot cards to take a look and see what is being eclipsed in your life. So let's dive in, Soul Tribe. Now, I like to think of eclipse season as a spiritual checkpoint. What needs to end will end, and what needs to begin will begin, and often in ways that we don't always expect. So this eclipse season is particularly important because it's on the Pisces Virgo axis, and currently on a collective level, Pisces is in the north node and Virgo is in the south node. So on one hand, we have spirituality and dreams and intuition with that Piscean energy. And then on the other hand, this Virgonian energy, is that a word? Virgonian? Virgo energy brings in practicality and reality and service. And we are being guided to blend the two together. So how can we bring both faith and action into alignment? So this eclipse energy, it doesn't behave like normal new moons or full moons. It carries this powerful surge. It amplifies change and accelerates timelines. What normally takes months to shift can unravel in weeks, even days, and sometimes overnight. So spiritually, eclipses are portals. They open us to new chapters and close doors that no longer serve us. So there are moments when the universe basically says, ready or not, right? Ready or not, it's time. So that's why during eclipse season, emotions can run high. People may act unpredictably, and old patterns or fears can surface to be cleared once and for all. This energy isn't here to scare us. It's here to help free us. And that's important to remember. Now, how can we harness eclipse energy? How do we work with these frequencies, these vibrations, instead of feeling overwhelmed by them? So if you can, take notes, jot what I'm about to share with you down, because this may help you through the coming weeks into the coming months as some of these eclipse energies bring in very, very pronounced changes in our lives. So first, pause and reflect. Instead of manifesting with your usual moon rituals, eclipse asks us to surrender. Right? Surrender. This isn't about forcing intentions. It's about letting spirit guide you. Next, release first and receive second. Think of it like pruning a garden. First, we clear out the weeds, which is the old patterns, the old conditioning, the limiting beliefs, the toxic connections. Then space opens, Soul Tribe, for new growth. Next, trust synchronicities. That Piscean energy is aligning us with our highest self, our highest timeline. Eclipse brings in divine timing. So if something leaves your life, it's because it's creating space for something that's more aligned. And what do we do when change shows up? It's like a free fall. We grab on to the first thing that we can touch, right? Because anything is better than feeling unstable. So allow these changes to occur. Allow yourself to trust in the free fall, because there is something more aligned with your soul's path that wants to enter into your world. And like I said, ready or not is kind of the name of the game. Now, ground and anchor. This is not only important, but it's crucial. With so many cosmic shifts happening, grounding is going to be your best friend. Journal. Move your body, drink water, connect with nature, anything that helps you anchor your nervous system. Now, I love to be out in nature. I love to go hiking. I love to spend time on the paddleboard. And at this time of year, I love to eat more fruits and vegetables that are grounding, such as pumpkins and squash and, apples, and, allowing ourselves to connect to earth by grounding, getting out in the elements, or even if you can bring the elements such as plants into your own home or crystals into your home, or open up that window, allow that fresh air to come in. I don't know about you guys, but just a few weeks ago, I was outside on my paddleboard in my swimsuit, and now I am digging out the winter sweaters. It is getting cold. Drop in the comment section below, where are you guys from? Are you feeling this seasonal shift? I may be a Sally when it comes to the cold. No, don't get me wrong. I love our Wisconsin summers, but it gets cold here. Do you guys live in a frozen tundra place? Because even though I love the changing of colors and the fall time energy, I do miss the sunshine. So I know off topic, but let me know where you guys are at. Let me know how you're feeling, and are you enjoying the changes that are coming in physically, emotionally, spiritually? What are you going through at this time? What is this eclipse unraveling for you? And then next, stay open to clarity. The insights that you receive during eclipse season are divinely guided. So pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to your downloads, your repeating signs, numbers, the birds, the animals that show up for you, because Piscean energy is highly sensitive to our intuition, and you may be reactivating some gifts that perhaps you put on the back burner, or you could be leveling up and increasing and enhancing some of your pre-existing gifts. So try not to doubt yourself. Now, 2 key dates that are significant: September 6th and 7th. So today and tomorrow at the time of this release. Now, the full moon and total lunar eclipse in the sign of Pisces occurs on, again, the 6th or 7th, depending on where you are at in the world. And this is a deeply emotional release. It's a spiritual release even. Pisces is the dreamer, the mystic, the empath. And during this eclipse, illusions are stripped away. We may feel more sensitive, but that sensitivity is our superpower. This is the time to release fear, release confusions, release doubt, or any old stories, soul tribe, that keep you small. Trust your intuition. It is louder than ever. Now, 2 weeks later, we roll into new beginnings, the new moon and partial solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo is the healer. Virgo is the organizer, the one who brings sacred order to chaos. This eclipse is about aligning your daily life with your higher calling. This is about systems and routines and practices that support your soul's growth. It's about embodiment and taking your spiritual insight and grounding them into real, sustainable action. So a very powerful eclipse indeed. Now, steps for this eclipse integration. Journaling. Now, I love journaling. I'm a huge fan of writing things down. Now, if you like to create lists, then you can create a list, or if you like to journal, or maybe you transcribe. Oftentimes, I have an app on my phone where I will just voice talk into my phone and transcribe the messages that are coming through, especially if I'm out in nature and there's divine downloads coming through. And so if you are a journaler, or if you're not, maybe you want to take this practice up. One of the prompts that you can ask yourself, Soul Tribe, is what am I ready to let go of for good? Where am I still holding on to illusions? And that's a question that we're going to tap into here at the end. And I'm going to pull some cards for you to give you a little bit of a jump start here. So again, what are you ready to let go of for good? And where are you still hanging on to something that you've outgrown, or maybe it's an old story or an illusion? Because eclipses bring in revelations, bring in a shattered energy to any illusions that may have stymied your success or your growth or your relationships. Next, body work. Through movement, through breath, through energy healing, to release stuck emotions. Now, sometimes I scream into a pillow, right? Sometimes I ugly cry. Sometimes I move my body through a static dance. Sometimes I express my emotions by running full force, right? By hiking, whatever you need to do to release those emotions. It's better than letting them stay pent up within your body. It's better than shoving them down. Whatever you need to do to release, then honor your body and work through that, because emotions with this Piscean energy can really show up and take you by surprise. You may find that during this eclipse season, your emotions are running high. You may have some high peaks, and then an hour or two later, you have a bout of nostalgia or a crying episode, and you're like, what is happening here? Am I going crazy? No, you're not. You're having an emotional release. So you can use body work to help you through some of those emotions. Get in touch with your body. I've been talking a lot about the 5 senses and dropping into the body through breath work, or through paying attention to our gift of sight, our gift of smell, our senses, and really honing in, because what that can do is signal to your nervous system that you are safe, that your surroundings are safe, and that can allow you to drop into that rest and digest, that parasympathetic nervous system versus, the fight and flight of the sympathetic nervous system. Next, practical resets. This is important. After the Virgo eclipse, create a small daily ritual. Whether it's 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of writing in your gratitude journal, maybe it's a healthy new habit that you want to incorporate, because it's those small daily habits, Soul Tribe, that add up to the most profound changes in our lives. And for those of you that love to read, for those of you that like to learn through maybe an audiobook, Atomic Habits is a really great resource. For those of you that want to incorporate habits, but sometimes you feel stuck, or you kind of wane off of a pattern or a ritual that you're trying to incorporate, it sticks for about a week or two, or even a month, but then you have a difficult time staying consistent. Atomic Habits can be a really great resource to help you through that. And then lastly here, spiritual alignment. Use the tools, use the spiritual tools, tarot cards, sage, pendulums, oracle cards, whatever tools you have in your toolbox. Whether this is meditation, it can be anything that you like to use. Maybe it's crystals. Perhaps you are using divining rods or crystal bowls, whatever it may be for you. Stay open and flexible, because these energies are coming in strong. And look at that. I don't know, you guys, I'm sure can see it, but this huge wave of sun energy just came through as I'm talking about spiritual alignment. So let's dive in here to your tarot spread. All right, Soul Tribe, what is being eclipsed out of your life? What needs to be released right now? All right, we have the 8 of Swords. This is a huge one. Even though it's not a major arcana, it is the feeling of being helpless and hopeless. So Perhaps there is an area in your life where mentally you have felt restricted or trapped. Perhaps you felt handicapped, or you have felt stuck in a contract. Perhaps you've felt stuck in some sort of agreement here, or even a soul contract where you feel like, how can I get out of this? How can I fully allow this to be released from my life in order to bring in more hope, in order to bring in, a feeling of support? So the Eight of Swords is saying you are being guided to get out of your comfort zone and to release the old stories that play out in our minds over and over and over, causing us to feel trapped. So that is being eclipsed out of your life, which in turn, it could be something physical in your life that you feel stuck in. Perhaps you're feeling a bit helpless. You're feeling a bit, hopeless here. Instead of feeling helpless and hopeless, how can we change this to helpful, right? Helpful and hopeful. So full of more of it, expanded instead of less. And that's the difference between fear and intuition. Our intuitive path is aligning us to expand, right? More, instead of the fear causing us to feel less. So I like this one showing up for you. Now, what illusions are you being asked to see through? What illusions are you being asked to see through? The Seven of Swords, the lies, the dishonesty, the betrayal, even the parts of ourselves that we tend to turn a blind eye towards. Sometimes we stay in this energy of dishonesty towards ourselves or to others because it's difficult to face things head on, especially when these are things that we've maybe avoided or we've ran away from. And the Seven of Swords is our truth. So I feel anything that is dishonest in your life, whatever area where there may have been a bit of denial or, maybe even self-preservation. Sometimes that Seven of Swords, yes, it can be lying, cheating, sneaking, trying to get away with things, but oftentimes it can be trying to do what we need to do to survive. And I see here that there are illusions around maybe even control, a controlled mindset in some way. It feels like the Eight of Swords here has hijacked, your truth, and you are opening up to the real you. This is the you that knows that you're powerful beyond measure. The you that knows that no matter what, you are going to be okay. And I see that many of you have struggled with sitting in this fear because sometimes that Eight of Swords is fear. Mentally, we get stuck in that pattern and we feel like, how can we get out of this? We're stuck, we're trapped, we're restricted. And I see that what is being, illuminated here, this is bringing you clarity, is your whole truth. Nothing but the truth, so help you God. So there is an energy here of, stepping into your authentic self and stripping back or peeling back the layers of things that are lies, the lies that have occurred in your life, the lies that you have told yourself. All of that is being, put out into the open in order for you to strip away some of those heavy pieces. So a lot of mental energy, a lot of mental clarity coming through for you, Soul Tribe. Now, what wisdom is rising from within you? What wisdom? No, you have two major arcana. So talk about wisdom here. You have the Moon and you have the Fool. This is beautiful energy here. So this Moon is intuition. So the hidden truth of the Seven of Swords is that there's a new beginning here for you, that there is a leap of faith required. So the Moon energy is about you confronting those fears of yours. There's the Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the parts of us where we're seeking the truth. And I see that you're confronting it, head on. And by doing so, because again, eclipse energies brings in things that can really shake us up, wake us up to help us align towards the path that we're meant to be on. And many of you, there's the energy of trust. So perhaps trust has been severed. Perhaps there's been a breach of trust, a betrayal, or maybe you've had a difficult time trusting in yourself or trusting that your highest timeline is available, that you are entering into a very powerful era of your own life. And many of you, this has to do with a job change or a relationship shift. It has to do with you embodying better health for yourself. I mean, the Fool is you taking that leap of faith and maybe trying something that you've never tried before. So there's a lot of wisdom here as you return to your soul self, because the Seven of Swords can be the layers of personas that we wear. We wear these personas to protect ourselves. These can be protective measures that we take or defense mechanisms that we use to kind of cloak over ourselves, to hide certain parts of ourselves, to feel accepted, to feel, approval. It can be external validation, but stripping back all of those layers is going to feel real, raw, and vulnerable. And it may leave you feeling exposed as you move into this next chapter of your life. And I see here with the Fool, your hidden truth is about your own discovery. And I feel like you're moving into a brand new chapter of your life. And I don't know what's happening with the weather outside. There's a little bit of bipolar action coming through, because one second it is stormy and about to rain, and the next second it is bright and sunny. So again, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know how you are feeling about some of these changes, emotions that may be surfacing within you at this time. So let's look at the foundations that you are being asked to build. This is the Virgo eclipse focus. What are the foundations here that are showing up for you? There is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse is being left out in the cold, feeling alone, feeling isolated. And sometimes it can be financial struggles and even health issues that we have faced, because the Pentacle realm is our physical realm. Our bodies, our finances, our career, our home, things that we can see, things we can touch. And so I feel like you are being asked here to reach out for support. You're not alone on this journey. You have resources here. And the fact that the Five of Pentacles is showing up in reverse tells me that help is on the way. Resources are on the way. If you currently feel like this has been an area of entrapment, maybe you felt trapped within your own body, perhaps an illness or perhaps financial struggles. You have felt stuck or limited. I feel like there is a shift here with that Fool energy, allowing you to expand, right? Bring in more. And it's not more stuff per se. It is allowing yourself to weed out what no longer serves you, those limiting beliefs, those conditions, things, the stories that we tell ourselves that keep us limited, in order to bring in what truly has the potential to grow and evolve. So the foundation here, Spirit is saying, try not to let pride, try not to let ego, try not to let scarcity, hold you back, because you are creating a foundation, even if you feel like you've lost everything. Right? Even if you feel like you've had to start again from scratch, you are starting again with more honesty. You're manifesting from a place of soul truth, authenticity, and realness, instead of something that may be a facade, or it could be a lie, or there may have been false assumptions or even cracks in a foundation of something that wasn't fully able to stand and grow with the foundation that was prior built. So let's look at the new beginning that is opening up for you. What is the aligned path moving forward? Tell me about this Fool energy, Spirit. Oh, I love this. Oh, double. Oh, I thought we had a double nine, but we have here the Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorites, and we have the Four of Cups. This is a turning point. Opportunity beckons. The Four of Cups here is saying you're releasing the past. You've sat long and you've thought long and hard regarding a situation of the past, but emotionally, there is a big release that is taking place here for you. And there's a well-deserved reward. This is about you getting back on track. I mean, you're moving from that Five of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles. So remember earlier I said this eclipse energy can bring in changes where typically it could take months, sometimes years, and you may have felt like you sat in this for months or even years, but something could happen in weeks or even overnight. So the Nine of Pentacles here. Did I say the Nine of Wands? I meant the Nine of Pentacles. This is a well-deserved reward in the material world because you've been working hard. You've been working hard on yourself, your stability. This is about you saying, I made it to the top here, whatever that may be for you. Maybe you're feeling better health-wise. That is a big win. Perhaps you have finally completed a training certification and you're like, yes, it's taken me 3 years to finish this, but I did it. I'm here. So it feels like there's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of energy here that, is allowing you to feel proud of yourself. This is about you creating a life that you love, Soul Tribe, a life that you are proud of. So how can you stay grounded through this transition? How can you stay grounded? The Four of Pentacles, open up to guidance, to support, to resources, but also, open up to the earth. We talked about this, of that Virgo energy. So take some of those prompts that I have shared with you earlier on in this session and open up to those. If you don't already do them, I feel like many of you do. You connect with the body, you're connecting with perhaps nature and connecting with helpful resources and tools, whether that's through books, whether it's through teachers, it can be through your own spiritual practices here. So open up also when it comes to expanding ways to bring in more abundant flow into your material world. And lastly, what is the divine message here from Spirit? What is the message that the universe has for you about this eclipse season? What do we need to know here for you? We have 15, the Devil. This is about you controlling your life, not letting the devil control you, right? This is about you releasing, liberating yourself from anything that feels heavy, that feels bound, that feels toxic, that feels unhealthy. Did I say that twice? So the devil showing up here is you releasing here what no longer serves you, because that devil can really hold us in contempt. It can hold us, feeling bonded or tethered to something. And this entire eclipse season is about liberation. And that's exactly what is happening here for you. All right, Soul Tribe, that is what I have for you. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And if you're interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.